All right, let's get to the two premier games. I think I'm going to bet on both of these. I think this one I like the dog, and it's Alabama at Georgia. We've seen this number go from 3.5 down to 3. It's kind of hovering right on that field goal mark. It feels like Alabama's defense turned a corner against Wisconsin last week, and I love Ty Simpson. But listen, Georgia, I think they've got the longest home winning streak in the country. But Kirby Smart really struggles against Alabama, right?
Crazy. I mean, I kind of forgot how this is easily one of the greatest runs of eight games in the history of college football. You had one clunker, but like when this really got going with the national championship, the second and 26 national championship, you look at those SEC championships, and so in last year's game, 7 of those 8 are among the greatest games in college football history. And that's not hyperbole. Like they were literally like the top teams in the country going down to the final seconds, or there's some historic play happening or something crazy. These two play great college football. So it's either way. I do not think we're going to get a 35-3. We're not getting Illinois, Indiana here. I'm sheepishly saying Georgia. I don't love it. But look, there's a chance they found it. Alabama doesn't run the ball. The defense,
they're getting Jan Miller back this week, though.
Yeah, but they're not going to run on Georgia. They don't have a pass rush. But what they're doing is they've kind of now become the Washington of under Kalen DeBoer, where you didn't have much of a running game. You didn't have a great defense, but you just had the quarterback who could keep throwing. And Ty Simpson over the last couple of games, that dude, he was actually good in Florida State. They just didn't have any help.
Agreed.
And it kind of gets lost because they looked so bad for a while. They came back a little bit in that game once they started to like snap out of it, but it was too late. And I know beating Wisconsin's no big deal. They looked great. I mean, that deep shot, he's been hitting like 80% of his passes. Ty Simpson has been fantastic. But I just kind of think Georgia's just a little more solid. So I'm not hard on this, but I'm going to go Georgia.
I'll take the 3. I would rather have 3 points in my back pocket. This does feel like a field goal game. It really does. Russo,
NFL, that's your NFL side coming out. If you either go to pick the winner, if it's 3 points,
all right, Alabama
pick
wins.
The winner.
Alabama wins, and I think you're a little bit. I think you're a little down on their pass rush. I think they're better up front than maybe you give them credit for. Russo and Overton are legit, and they're getting back Tim Keenan this week, who is
they're talented
stuffer.
It ain't happening though. Georgia's not going to run on it, but Georgia's going to have a little more explosion this year. I do love the over. This is not going to be some sort of.
I agree with that. I do. It does feel back and forth. Last year, what was it, 28-0 or something?
Oh, they blew that out of the water right out of the gate. I don't think we're getting that, but I do think we're going to get like a 31-27-ish type of game.
Georgia's other big game this year was 44-41. So
so
I don't think we're going to quite see to that end. The only thing that scares me is when you get Jan Miller back healthy and fresh. I'd be giving this guy 20 carries this week, and I would continue to try to take the pressure off Simpson. I love what I'm seeing with Simpson's eyes. He looks very comfortable in this system, I think, now that he's starting to get settled. And you're right. On the goal line last year, it was Jalen Milroe quarterback power. Now it's pistol play action. It is very Washington-esque. And I think Bama's the better team right now. I honestly do. I think Bama's got the better quarterback. I think the defenses are even. I think the coaches are slight edge to Georgia.
And what's funny about this, too, is one of the off-season storylines is, well, like, to the Nico thing, like, oh, my God, can you imagine if Nico went to Alabama? Or can you imagine, Notre Dame had better,
Nico had started Alabama this year.
Yeah, like, and that's kind of the point now is, like, Notre Dame and Ohio State, they're all going with these untested quarterbacks. Dante Moore, to a certain extent, in Oregon, not even though he started at UCLA. But all these guys, these coaches who are making $10 million a year for a reason.
Yeah.
CJ Carr looks great. Dante Moore looks great. Ty Simpson's looking great. Julian Sands looking great. So sometimes you recruit the guy and you've got the guy and you don't have to go find your transfer to make this happen.
Alabama wins a high-scoring game. Their defense makes a stop late to seal it. That's my prediction.
All right. And then watch. That screws up the SEC royally if that happens.
Oh, man, it would. But it'd be great for my Bama over 9.5 wins. Man, do I need them to win this game.